It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag Utah Jazz.
Nice entry pass to Cody Williams. Filipowski threads the needle on the bounce pass, and Cody Williams takes it to the rim and throws it down. Layup, no good. Tapped out, controlled by Collier. Collier takes the half-court shot at the buzzer. Good! That's a good way to end the streak. Collier with the three-point shot from half-court. Inbound to Keontae George, crossing the timeline. Keontae gets to the straightaway three, shoots. Good! He makes another one with 3.6 seconds left.
There's Scotty G on the call as the Utah Jazz lose again 114-112 to the Portland Trailblazers. PK, you had to love that. They played well except for that streak Scotty mentioned in passing there where they gave up 18 straight points over 6 minutes in the second quarter. Turned out to be a decisive run. The Blazers needed all of that in a 2-point win.
Who played well?
The Utah Jazz.
Markin wasn't out there. Kessler wasn't out there. Collins wasn't out there.
I think if Kessler had been out there, they'd have won the game.
Yeah, he's a difference maker.
They were plus 12 when Filipowski was on the floor, minus 14 when he was off. Small and super young, and the Blazers pounced on that lineup. You like that?
They pounced on it.
Pounced! Scored 18 straight points. Juzang was out there with Collier and Keontae George. They were super small. Sensabaugh was out there. Forget who else was out there.
Just one more guy. Collier? Did you already say him?
Collier was out there. Yeah.
Oh, because I forgot. When you get like past 3 names, and then you get to 5, I forgot who got one. You're 1 and 2. You know what I mean?
I just got 4 of the 5.
Yeah. I mean, some of the guys played well. But it is, who's going to, when they're good, who's going to be there?
An excellent question, because they're going to move through some of these guys whenever they make whatever medium-sized or big game hunting deal they make at some point. There'll probably be players going back the other way, so there's no way to know that right now.
I think, to me, the most important thing that I saw last night was Cody Williams looked active. And he had 8 boards, 5 assists. He was running around. He just looked like he belonged far more than any game that I've seen him look like he belonged. And that's important. I mean, I'm not really caught up in shooting percentages or whatnot and all these types of things. I want to see, because he's so young, how does he look in terms of carrying himself with a level of confidence rather than, I'm so timid and I don't really belong here. And I thought that, and it's not that he had overwhelming stats, but I just felt like he looked like he belonged.
That's a big step forward.
Those guys.
57 games in, he looks like, okay, you can do this.
Your highest picks have to play well. It's just a fact. They don't necessarily have to be stars. You're going to have to get stars, obviously, but they've got to show. And he, right now, is the highest pick that they have on the roster. Who's playing? I think Sexton went a little higher, but he's not playing right now.
So the Jazz lose, and in Tankathon 2025, they did everything they could. They sat five guys who maybe could have played if they had to, but they didn't, and they lose by 2 points. So onward and upward, and back at it Wednesday against the Minnesota. Onward and downward, and back at it Wednesday against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Or as we like to call them, the Sacramento Kings. Sorry, Minnesota's here Friday. Sacramento Wednesday, then Minnesota
You just
Friday.
had me going to the schedule because I thought to myself, that is wrong.
That is wrong. Sacramento Wednesday, Minnesota Friday. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NBA.
Porter back over to Jokic inside the arc. Hands it off to Porter. Porter goes to the left hand, gets down the lane, dunked it home, 2 hands. Blew right past 2 different Indiana defenders.
Sends it ahead to Dennis Schroeder across the timeline. Pistons with the lead and the ball. Harris, Cunningham, he's wide open and hits a 3. And that could be the dagger.
Charlotte comes up empty. Kings come right back with it. Levine, heat check. Oh, my! back. He just drilled one from close to 30 on the right wing. 39 season-high points. 15 here in the fourth quarter.
SGA now with it against Nikhil. They run Nas at him in a double. SGA runs away from that. Attacks down the lane. Rises up. His shot blocked by Anthony Edwards. It's loose in the corner. TJ Shannon's got it. And a whistle. And a timeout is called by Minnesota. Anthony Edwards just saved the day.
Anthony Edwards blocking Shai Gilgeous-Alexander late, and the Minnesota Timberwolves with a huge comeback. Down 25 in the third quarter, down 16 with less than 4 minutes to play. They force overtime and beat the Thunder 131-128.
That announcer had a little lock in him in voice, didn't he?
Yep, a little bit.
Yeah. You saved the day. I thought Locke did good on TV last night.
He looked good, too.
He didn't talk as much because you're watching it. But he had the right approach. And I'm wondering, I've never done any of that. When you go from radio to TV, how much of an adjustment it is. And he kept calling thorough Ron. I get that. But I thought he sounded well. If there should ever be an opportunity for him to do that permanently, he would be good at it. Now back to your stats.
The Denver Nuggets pick up a win. They've been playing well lately. They beat the Pacers 125-116. The Joker had 19 assists, 2 short of the NBA record for a center.
He's the best point guard in the league. I've been saying that for years.
Did you know there was that record for a center?
Of course.
Turns out Wilt had 21 once upon a time.
I didn't know. I don't care. But I would think that there would absolutely be one for sure. Yeah. And I would think Wilt holds the record because he holds all the records.
He holds all those records, right? 21 assists in a game, most by a center. And the Joker got there with 19. Didn't get his triple-double, had 9 boards, but Denver wins comfortably. And Detroit, a 7-game win streak for the first time in a decade. They beat the Clippers.
You were dissing Detroit yesterday, telling me they were a 500 team.
They're a little over 500.
They're way over 500.
Well, thanks to this streak.
Their 32 wins are more than the past 2 seasons combined.
You combine. You go last season and the season before. You add them together, and they don't come to 32. Detroit's my new team. I'm going back to my roots.
25-26 when this streak started, and now they have lifted themselves into 6th place in the East. They are
and you said
out,
that yesterday.
They are out of the play-in
You're not
territory.
following the Pistons the way I am day to day.
That's probably true. The Wizards beat the Nets 107-99. They have the last team in the NBA to hold an opponent under 100 points this season. They pick up win number 10, but they are still the worst team in the league by a wide margin. Everybody else has gotten to 14 wins now, so they got a lot of breathing room. All the lottery odds, guaranteeing themselves a top 5 pick. Doing the most they can. You heard the Kings in there. They blew out the Hornets 130-88. Zach LaVine, 42 points in that one. So, sorry about that, Jazz fans. Charlotte, still on 14 wins in Tankathon 2025. Veteran sportscaster Al Trautwig passed away at the age of 68 due to complications from cancer. Worked a lot in the New York market on the MSG networks, but did some network stuff as well. U.S. Open tennis, Tour de France, Indy 500, 16 Olympics. He was 68 years old.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag college basketball.
Utah Fire's head coach Craig Smith with 4 games left in the regular season. Assistant coach Josh Eiler will serve as the interim coach for the rest of the year. The Utes play at Arizona. They're in Tucson tomorrow night. And the search is on for the new head coach. Will it be someone with ties to the program, or will it be some outsider we don't know yet who we'll have to get to know? Any early handicapping odds on this, PK? We knew it was a possibility.
I think if Alex Jensen wants a job, he can have it.
He can have it.
I think that, I was making calls and doing all that stuff, texting, blah, 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 as we always do. And I think, a lot of the high rollers, they want one of their own. And I agree, get one of your own, but there's got to be one of your own available with the necessary qualifications. And they have them.
3 of them. Sure. Andre Miller.
I mean, he's
Alex, obviously, Andre Miller, and Johnny Bryant
was a great player for them, no question about it.
He's a G League coach now.
Yeah, and Johnny Bryant is an intriguing. I love the guy's story. He started his own workout thing, and then the Jazz brought him here, and he was here, but brought him on, I should say, and then worked his way up. Now he's associate coach, and he's like Donovan Mitchell's guy.
Associate head coach of the Knicks, yeah.
No, he went to Cleveland.
Oh, sorry, Cleveland. You're right. My bad.
He went to Cleveland, and they're 47-10. He left Utah for the Knicks.
He's working really close. You mentioned with Donovan.
Yeah, he's there. Those two are super tight, and the Jazz. This was a story that he was working out Hayward after Hayward he's a free agent, so he's in that kind of gray area.
The season's over.
Yeah,
right.
And so then Hayward brings his guy in, and then the Jazz felt later on, well, they had that to copy what Johnny was doing because they thought so highly of Johnny. So when he left, and he was orchestrated, he was out of here the first chance he got. It just took a while.
But on the way out the door, Hayward and his folks made sure they ripped off Johnny Bryant's workout routine.
The Jazz wanted to deny it, and they got all sensitive about some of the stuff we said. But in the end, he was always going to be gone. That's a fact. But the point being that they wanted to study what Johnny Bryant did. So, yeah, I just wonder if he's too far down the line. He's not at the Andy Reid level, obviously, but in terms of him being so engrossed in the NBA and Dallas, where Alex is, what are they going to do? They got rid of Luka, and are there other changes coming? And so does he get caught up on that? Does he want stability? And obviously this is home. The other guys came here to play ball. It wasn't their home. But Alex is from here. This is literally home. So you got all those things to figure out. And we'll get to that here soon this morning.
DJ and PK. Oh, Houston beat Texas Tech, number 4 over number 10. Houston avenges their only loss in Big 12 play. They clinched the regular season title. They're 16-1. They're 3 games clear of everybody else after beating Tech 68-61 in Lubbock. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NFL.
We're going to look at everything we can. We're going to be selectively aggressive. We obviously, there's things in this league you have to, you have certain amount of resources they allow you to have, and we'll look at that. But we're going to try to improve our football team. We're going to improve our football team, and we expect to have success next year.
That's Dallas Cowboys Executive Vice President Stephen Jones. Selectively aggressive. There's a phrase you can hold on to, PK.
The dude was born into it.
Yep. New head coach Brian Schottenheimer. They're expecting to be better. The dude was born into it. So I served that up for you. You're welcome. Former Penn State star pass rusher Abdul Carter continuing a trend of top-rated NFL draft prospects opting not to work out in Indianapolis. He has a shoulder injury suffered late this past season. And Ashton Jonte also, Boise State running back, not working out as well. An unidentified NFL team, unless it's the Packers, which The Athletic believes it to be the Packers, has submitted a rule proposal to ban the tush-push quarterback sneak. Troy Vincent, the NFL's executive vice president of football operations, told reporters at the scouting combine the Eagles have used the play effectively for years. Used to be illegal. They legalized it about 20 years ago. We'll see if it's on its way back out.
Illegal? So you get arrested?
You did. You got arrested. You got
brought
busted,
the cops on
man.
the field.
That's
cuffed
right.
them.
I think it
They
might have
cuffed
been
the coach. They cuffed the coordinator.
Might have been against the rules. I don't know if it was illegal.
Illegal.
It was banned.
Denver Broncos outside linebacker coach Michael Wilhoit facing a felony assault charge for allegedly punching a police officer in the face at the Denver International Airport on Sunday. Per the police report from the Denver Post, Wilhoit told the officer to shut the bleep up after being approached and being told he couldn't leave his vehicle unattended in a drop-off lane. Wilhoit then bumped his chest into the police office per the affidavit, and after being shoved back, punched the officer in the face before driving off. So, see where that court case goes.
There's also a taser deployed that did not work.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag college football.
What do these guys have in common? Speak up. Heisman, quarterbacks, champions. He ain't champion of what? Champion of fireball.
Kirby Smart, quipping about Johnny Manziel right there. Georgia coach having some fun at the expense of the former Heisman Trophy winner during a coaching clinic. Stanford Athletic Director Bernard Muir expected to resign from his position with the school after 13 years leading the athletic department. Stanford football hasn't been to a bowl game since 2018, and Stanford basketball has also been languishing under the last couple of coaches. So his 13-year run is done.
I'm calling it right now. Diamondbacks will win the World Series.
Because?
Kenny Dillingham spoke to them yesterday.
Magic touch.
Yeah. Come on. The guy's got it. He's special.
DJ PK.
Hashtag golf.
Tony Finau made his debut in the Golf League last night, played for the LA Golf Club alongside Sahith Theegala and Colin Morikawa as they rallied to beat the New York Golf Club 5-4 in overtime. You check any of that out?
Yeah, I did.
Huh? How'd it go? Anything good? Same as it always was.
I mean, it's basically the same, but it's fun to hear these guys in a different environment talk and whatnot.
In that match, they were down 4-0 and came back. That was a fun one.
I mean, it's entertainment. I don't know that it's the highest level of competition. That is going to just drive legacy and all that stuff, and we'll remember it forever and ever. But it's new. They're in a looser environment. They interview people in the stands, not just average fans, but I mean newsmakers. They got something to say. So, so far, it works. I mean, if it went away, my life wouldn't change at all. But yeah, it's a fun thing. And I think that for me, as I've said a trillion times, sports has to be fun or I'm out. And this is fun. I don't know that it means anything, but it's fun.
DJ PK.
Hashtag NHL.
Our team is growing, learning. Unfortunately, growth as a human being or as a team come with mistake. Make mistake, you learn from your mistake. Mistake is a good teacher. Unfortunately, as a coach, you will like to skip that part, but it's just the way it is. So I think you see growth in our team. You see our guys getting better, more comfortable in those tough situations. So that's true.
There's the Bear talking about the Utah Hockey Club. They host the Chicago Blackhawks tonight. They are Utah's 4 points out of the last playoff berth in the West, and Chicago's terrible, next to last in the West on 41 points. Haven't played them at home since opening night. Chance to pick up 2 more points here. They need them. Puck drops at 7 o'clock. Pregame at 6 here on the Zone.
Most definitely need them. But, I would say that mistakes, you can call them unfortunate, but I like the idea of the learning aspect of it, and I also think they're necessary. I just don't know anybody who's going to go through in whatever job they have not making mistakes. My first day at the Casa Grande Dispatch, they sent me on a Monday over, and we were an afternoon paper, over to the police station to get all the police logs over the weekend. Johnny took a hubcap, and it was Casa Grande, so we weren't having multi-murders and stuff. You get the point. And so I write it up, and the editor says, "Hey, do you have the dates on these?" Uh-oh.
A mistake. Not a mistake you made again.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
And for these guys, these are the biggest NHL games they played in. They're not as big as playoff games, but there's the pressure of trying to get to the playoffs. It's there. It's tantalizing. It's so close they can reach out and touch it. So they're feeling some of that pressure, and that's good. Later on, there'll be more. But you got to start somewhere. And here they are. And it's a totally winnable game tonight. 6 o'clock with Adrian Denny, Mike Folta at 7 o'clock. Mike Folta will prepare for tonight's game by joining us at 8:30. Before him, Jeff Johnson, former University of Utah basketball player. After him, Josh Grant, former University of Utah basketball player, as Utes get ready for a new chapter with a new coach. It's also Jazz Ticket Tuesday, and we'll give away tickets to the Friday night game at the Delta Center. So stick around for that coming up at 8:30. DJ and PK, it's 97.5 The Zone, and What is Trending has been brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. There's no job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. Question of the day is next.